Anganwadi workers, teachers, they all require to be sensitized to the role of safe drinking water and safe sanitation in healthier outcomes for children and for adults in the rural areas. So this is again a focus in the NRDWP. Management of rural water supply schemes has traditionally been in the government departments, but with spread of the rural water supply schemes, the departments do not have the adequate manpower or the reach to ensure that all these are maintained on a continuous basis without any breakdowns. So therefore, there is a need to hand over the management of rural water supply schemes to panchayats, and for this there is a provision of incentive provided in the NRDWP in order to support panchayats and the engineers in shifting from a supply driven technology or engineering perspective driven program to a demand driven a program that involves the community. We have also under the program set up water and support and sanitation organizations in every state. So these are to have specialists in awareness generation, in education, training, in MIS, in sanitation, in water supply, and they will be drawing up helping panchayats and engineers in implementing water supply schemes in the new perspectives of the NRDWP and the new approach that is laid down in the NRDWP. NRDWP is a centrally sponsored scheme. Under this scheme, funds are released to the state governments. The state governments have to provide the state share. The funds are released in 2 installments to the state governments, initially in a 50-50 share ratio. The program is monitored through online management information system, and data is available on this online system. It is entered on a monthly basis by districts and states. Both physical and financial progress details are entered, and this is monitored on a monthly basis by the department. So the NRDWP has the key components of this program are coverage. Coverage is to provide cover habitations with safe and adequate drinking water supply. The second component is quality. Quality is for provision of water supply in habitations where the drinking water sources are contaminated with chemical contaminants like arsenic, fluoride, iron, nitrate and salinity. These two components have a total allocation of 65% of the funds, and states have been given the flexibility to utilize 65% of funds either for water supply under coverage or the quality components. The third component is the sustainability component, for which up to 20% of funds can be used by the state. This is for sustainability of drinking water sources and systems through recharging measures, through water conservation measures. The fourth component is operation and maintenance of existing water supply schemes. This is to ensure that these are repairs are taken up and a regular supply is maintained in all these existing schemes. And the fifth component, which is a new component introduced under NRDWP, is of support, under which 5% is given on a 100% central share basis. The support has a very wide range of activities that can be taken up under it. The first major activity is water quality monitoring and surveillance. So drinking water sources, all drinking water sources can be tested at village level with field test kits that have been supplied earlier. Under support activities, states can also fund consultants at the state level in the water and sanitation support organizations, at the district water and sanitation missions, and in the block resource centers. The third aspect of this is awareness generation through IEC campaigns. This is also funded under the support component. The fourth aspect is training programs or HRD. This can be done through state key resource centers or through different training institutions at the state or district level. And MIS, computerization of offices and computerization of systems can also be taken up under the support component. So a whole range of activities can be taken up under support activities. So therefore support expenditure is a very important component of the NRDWP. The NRDWP funds are allocated to states on approved criteria. So it is based on a standard formula that we use. In the formula, 40% of weightage is given to the rural population of a state, 10% weightage is given to the rural scheduled caste and scheduled tribe population of a state, 40% of weightage is given to areas under desert development program areas, blocks, under DPAP blocks, hilly states and hill area development program states. The last 10% is an incentive fund that is provided for states which hand over management of water supply schemes to panchayats. The fund sharing pattern for different components of the program differs. For the coverage and quality and O&M, fund sharing is on a 50-50 basis, whereas for sustainability and support act components, it is on a 100% central share basis. For the northeastern states and for Jammu and Kashmir, in view of the special circumstances, the state share is only 90, state share is only 10% as against 50% for the other states of the country for quality, coverage and operational maintenance. So the allocation, once the allocation is decided, the states are intimated about this allocation. From 2011-12, a new aspect is allocation for the scheduled caste component program and the tribal subplan. 22% of the national NRDWP funds is earmarked for the scheduled caste component program and 10% for the tribal subplan program. But the earmarking for the states will depend upon the percentage of rural SC population and rural ST population in those particular states, and this is communicated while communicating the allocation for the state at the beginning of the year. In order to have a holistic plan for the state, under the NRDWP, states have to prepare a comprehensive water security plan for the state. So this is an aggregation of district water security plans and of village water security plans. In the water security plan, what is looked at is the total demand for drinking water and for water from other sectors like agriculture and industry. So drinking water can be demanded by the community either at the household level or through public taps or through hand pumps. Agriculture demand through irrigation is the major component of water demand at the rural level. In most parts of the country, the demand for water exceeds the available supply, and there the villagers have to take some hard decisions about how to ensure drinking water supply is assured by suitably regulating, self-regulating, or their water demand for irrigation and other uses. Every year the state has to prepare its annual action plan. This exercise has to start sometime around December, based upon the remaining habitations that have to be covered, which are in the partially covered category, and remaining quality affected habitations to be covered, the remaining schools and Anganwadis that have to be provided with drinking water supply. The state has to draw up an annual action plan. This annual action plan is then sent to the Department of Drinking Water and Sanitation in February, and the department holds the annual action plan discussions with individual states. In the individual state discussions, the state presents the annual action plan in terms of the coverage of different categories of habitations, in terms of coverage of schools and Anganwadis. They also provide information about how they are going to cover this, whether the coverage will be through piped water supply schemes or through hand pumps or through other other systems. Among the schemes that are there, they have to give priority to completion of spillover schemes from the last year's program, and new schemes have to be taken up, provided that there is sufficient funds to fund both the spillover and the new schemes. In addition, plans have to be made for tackling the water quality affected habitations, giving highest priority to arsenic and fluoride contaminated habitations. Among the support activities, the states have to draw plans on test how many sources will be tested during the year with field test kits and in laboratories, on setting up or strengthening of laboratories for water quality testing, on provision of refills for field test kits, and training of grassroots level workers for water quality testing. So other support activities like training of the community for involvement in managing water supply schemes, training of engineers is also to be planned for. IEC campaigns through different media have to be planned. MIS activities, computerization of district, sub-district level offices, ensuring GPS coordinates of all drinking water sources, using GIS for planning of schemes are also to be planned for. Research and development projects can also be taken up under this program. The annual action plan will also show the areas of convergence and how convergence will be brought about with total sanitation campaign and in MNREGS for wastewater management. Operation and maintenance plan by utilizing NRDWP 10% funds, state plan funds, state non-plan funds, the Central Finance Commission funds and State Finance Commission funds, as well as collection of user charges by Gram Panchayats has also to be planned for. So this comprehensive plan, which consists of about 20 formats, is discussed with the states in a one-to-one discussion, in which the Secretary of the Department and the officers of the Department participate, and from the state level their Principal Secretaries or Secretaries, the Chief Engineers participate. Based on the annual action plan discussions, agreed upon action points are drawn up, and the states have to revise the annual action plan based on these action points, and the targeted habitations have to be marked on the online IMIS system. The agreed action plan also has to be entered with all the agreed targets on the IMIS system. So, ensuring that targets are drawn up in a realistic manner